We're back. We're live again, and we have audio, and we have video, and we have fire. I'm going to throw some wood on the fire. I'm going to dare it.
Yes.
I'm going to dare it.
Come back, chat. We're still here. No, you should put some more wood on first.
Yeah.
Do not mess with the middle of that. Ooh.
I'm going to get the outer tier. There's the inner tier of wood, and there's the outer tier of wood.
Yes, throw it. Woo!
There you go. That's dramatic. So you want something dramatic? Here you go.
Oh, I don't know. I think you just... The shape. Woo! Give it a second to catch.
This one hopped off. So.
Now it's saying legacy system extension.
So what?
I don't know what that means.
What does it say where?
Legacy system extension. It's
That always scares me when I see one.
yeah. It says learn more. No.
Just give me the freaking screen.
Existing software on your system loaded a system extension signed by Cisco systems which will be incompatible with, I don't know, that's probably...
That doesn't sound like a...
No, it's not. It's something to do with...
Throwing in a little effort. Okay. All right. Wait, what? No. That's an OS thing.
Yeah.
That's an OS thing. So we got plenty of new wood on the fire, as you all saw me arbitrarily. Well, that looks better. Okay, it looks better, so that's good. I thought it would look better because Pip's computer is way newer than mine, and because of that.
Oh. I think it's only just over a year old.
So when.
That's about enough.
We're crushing this bottle here, chat.
It is so good, though.
It is really good.
And you can really taste the mango.
Yeah, you can definitely taste the passion fruit of the mango. Thing is, so this is a mead from Richmond that we're drinking right here, and it's what was it called? Mead your new uncle?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Oh, Mead of my uncle. Mead of my uncle. That's the name of it. Mead of my uncle.
I'm
getting all kinds of stuff.
So
right.
you read. Give me your
All right.
accent version.
Okay.
Give me some accents.
So this is so Anna Bray is in charge of. No. I'm gonna let you read this one because this one has a female POV. The next one is.
And she's
is
got
male.
a Texan accent. Oh my lord.
No. Anna actually has a very neutral accent as well. But if you want to make it,
I can do whatever I like with it.
Yeah, you can.
I can make it Australian if I like.
Yeah, you could if you wanted to. I wouldn't.
Who wants to hear? Oh.
I wouldn't. Anna's a very popular character, so I wouldn't make her Australian. But you know what she does? You know, she sounds a bit like she almost has like a Midwestern accent.
Oh,
I would
okay.
say.
Anna Frayed. She had tried everything. The Great Bray, a lineage that promised to save them. For all her genius and moxie, this was beyond her. Rasputin lay dying in a dozen empty screens splayed out around Anna's command station. She could visualize the bleeding code running through her fingers. Zavala's voice was in her ear as ambient haze, relegated to the background of her mind like a distant gunfire. The image of the pyramid's distortion wave was still raw. This wasn't an attack. It was a command. A lazy dismissal of all of their best-laid plans. There were no explosions, no blaring sirens or sparks of dramatic electricity. Nothing to combat or fix. Just a guardian walled in silent black glass and disbelief. She'd been so sure. Anna's eyes tracked Jinju as the ghost sped from console to console, attaching strings of light to each. They slowed her as she went, buried under some kind of load. Anna, Jinju's voice strained under crushing distortion. I think I've got him. Most of him, but not for long. The words cut through the distant gunfire. What? Anna asked. Her voice came softly at first, unsure what form to take as the information processed. What? Jinju groaned and whispered in exasperated, Hillary, engram. It's not ready. Anna, how? He'll go insane. I can't. The light tethers attached to Jinju began to pop, one by one. It's this or nothing. The prospect sent Anna tearing across the room. She belted a command into the air and a floor safe opened in response. Anna snatched the dodecahedron enclosure from the safe and braced it in front of Jinju. Jinju, do it! The ghost's shell reformed to forge a directing structure before her core erupted with light and data. A stream of pure information beamed into the engram, filling it with spiraling wisps of light. Did you? As much as I could. Outside the windows, bolts of atmospheric friction dragged flames through the sky as warsats plummeted from low-orbit defensive positions. Their impacts were distant.
I'm gonna miss Mars, chat. I'm gonna miss Mars. That's where Anna is.
That's where she is.
That's where Anna is. She's in charge of Mars. That's a good one. I really enjoyed the lore that we got from Duress and Egress. It was a real nice way of just it all and coming to an end. And so now we're starting to get some of the light.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're starting to get some of the light. This is, and I'm telling you right now, chat. This is the perfect night for Fireside lore.
It is a beautiful
It is
night.
gorgeous night. It is clear, very clear.
I haven't heard the people racing their cars up and down.
Yeah, no car racing, so that's kind of
probably
nice.
the cops got called because people were complaining about it.
People were complaining about it. Okay. So moving on, we have Canary. This is Brother Vance, Canary. Some lore from Mercury. So here we go. Brother Vance's smile fell as the Titan entered his sanctum. The smell was look at that. Oh, is that Pink Phoenix? That's Shelly. Oh, Pink Phoenix says hi, Kat.
Hi, Shelly.
She doesn't say hi to me. She subs to me. She says hi to you.
Yeah,
That's a bit like it's a bit like when you're in a you're like in a football game, right? And you're the dad, and you've been working to get your son tackle harder and pass farther, and he's there, and he's in an all-state game. It's a championship game. The camera cuts to him, and what does he say? Hi, Mom. So there you go. There you go. All right, let's try that again. All right, so we're doing lore from Mercury, and this is from Brother Vance. It's called Canary. Brother Vance's smile fell as the Titan entered his sanctum. The smell was unmistakable. Ancient gunpowder, burnt oil, scorched vex fluid, the burnt tang of steel overused through 100 lifetimes. You have the perfect paradox, Vance said, his voice as steady as he could manage. He extended his hands. May I? The Titan shrugged, then dug into his pack for the shotgun. He placed it in Vance's waiting hands. He ran his fingers over the barrel and tested the weight of the stock. Ah, he said, not the original perfect paradox, is it? The Titan stood in confusion. Vance waited for a moment with his head tilted before he continued. You do not claim this weapon from the tomb of Saint 14, but instead through some fractaline-powered tesseract, yes? Titan nodded and stood for a long moment, looking at the blind man. That sundial made it, he said finally. Vance's grip tightened on the gun. It was heavy, loaded with 8 shells. Tactical mag. Getting this one had taken some time. And how many timelines did you thoughtlessly tether to our own for this weapon? Our world now bears the strain of how many additional realities in exchange for this hollow abomination. Vance's mind swam at the thought of the infinite web that pulled on the shotgun. How many fractaline did you sacrifice for this? 400 fragments? He paused, aghast. More? It's got a trench barrel, said the Titan helpfully.
Sounds like a Titan.
No, it sounds like Marv. It's got a trench barrel, you cunt. Sorry, I needed to get that out of my system. It's got a trench barrel, said the Titan helpfully. Remove yourself from this sanctum, Big Marvinsky, Vance said. Oh, that was implied. Remove yourself from my sanctum, Big Marvinsky, Vance said, placing the shotgun down like a dead animal. You have accelerated the end of all things, and I must update my prophecies accordingly, you twat. Oh, I'm sorry, that was also implied. I'm sorry about that, yeah. We love Marv on this. We love Marv on this channel. We do. We love Marv on this channel. He's asleep, but don't worry. I'll isolate that for him. Oh, it's too funny. It's got a trench. I love that. It's got a trench barrel.
That's worth something.
Dude, come on. It's got a trench barrel. I know, not just Marv. I know a lot of Titans that would say stuff like that. I could also hear Munchie saying that too. What are you talking about? It's got a trench barrel, you dumb twat. What do you want? What do you want, eh, mate? See, Nerd Girl agrees with me. Nerd Girl agrees with me. Oh,
the pretty
man.
Flames.
It is beautiful.
Flames coming out of there.
So I'm glad, chat, that this is working out. The Fireside lore thing has been something I wanted to get right, and I think this is the right way to do it. I have one camera on the fire, so you all feel like you're here next to the fire with us. And then you got a camera on us, and provided the fire's going,
you're doing well.
Look at that. Look at how we look. This is perfect. This is what I want.
That's how we work.
This is what we want. All right. So.
I do.
Yep. Let me just make sure. Oh, I just want to see if there's any. Ah, yes. Okay. When you get to Asha's, when you see Asha's line down here, this is how Asha sounds.
Asha sounds like that.
Asha sounds like he wants to get the last word on everything.
Okay.
Because he's the smartest person in the room.
And it's Asha Mir, is it?
It's Asher Mir. Asher Mir.
Like Ashy May.
Like Ashy May, but it's Asher Mir. All right, you want to introduce this one?
Asha. Prediction. Asher Mir cursed his way across Io. As he picked his way across...
Hold that thought. We'll start it again. Panic just came in here. I haven't seen Panic in a long time. Hi, Panic.
How you doing?
I hope you're doing all right. Glad you can make it for some Fireside lore. It's good to see you. Pull up a chair. Grab a blanket.
It's chilly outside, but the fire is nice and warm.
Yes, it is. Okay. Now, introduce it again, and I will be quiet.
Okay. Asha. Prediction. Asher Mir cursed his way across Io. Oh, there they are.
There they are.
As he picked his way across the rocky outcrops, he cursed the loose soil underfoot, cursed his oversized pack, cursed the roving Taken, cursed the kick of his silicon Euromana rifle against his shoulder. He looked up at the pyramid, funneling its foul energies down to the cradle, and sneered. Well read as he was, he didn't have the energy to arrange the required words. It was late during what passed for night on Io, and while Asher was tired, he hiked on diligently. He stopped only once, briefly, to study a snail whose shell was growing tiny clusters of crystalline black obelisks. He crept down through the cavernous spaces beneath the cradle. Unfamiliar roots protruded from the earthen walls. He calmly observed the pattern of a twitching shrieker, and his calculated ricochet sent a band of Taken roaring down the wrong pathway. He passed, unmolested. Egress was in her meagre camp near the twisting roots of the enormous tree. She knelt near a beam of light coming from far above, which filtered through the pith of the tree to strike an unnatural splash on cambion petals. Asher noticed the smells of sap and burned cooking oil. She said she was pleased to see him, though when she sought to clarify the cadence of his supply drops, he felt she might be put off by the unexpected visit. As he unpacked what he had brought her, she explained the tree, the messages, the whispers. The thrilling struggle to glimpse the face of the unknown, even if that unknown may be trying to kill you. She was smiling as she spoke. Asher understood exactly what she meant. He rested by the fire. Nearby was a small table that held samples of hive chitin, or chitin, I suppose it was, clippings from the tree, ashy soil, and an open notebook that Asher saw was a personal journal, which he quickly flipped shut with distaste. He reached again into his pack. He brought forth a bottle of fine golden spirits, from when some towering ignoramus misunderstood his request for isopropyl alcohol, and placed it on the table. He had brought 2 clean glasses, nestled ridiculously in the boxing shipping crate of a large granulated cylinder. He removed one and placed it gently next to the bottle.
Just so you know, Eris's voice, very wispy. She is.
That's how I would have gone.
Okay, just checking.
Asher coughed, relaced his boots, then stood and shouldered his pack. You have things taken care of, yes, he said to Eris. Certainly, she said, intent on the beam of swirling light. He shifted and made a little noise in his throat. I need to know that things will be taken care of, he said clearly. Eris looked over and considered the man standing across from her. To the best of my ability, she finally said. Asher nodded and began his long walk back.
Very nice. So Panic just says, I'm very grateful for some lore. Little anxiety tonight, but this helps for sure. I hope so. That's where that will.
A lot of anxiety going around.
Yeah, there's plenty to go around. We are also having tonight a little anxiety breaker ourselves. It's this once full bottle of mead, which is getting
pounded.
Crushed. Yeah, it's crush. We're crushing it.
We're not losing dropping frames, are we?
No. Well, it just said we lost frames 2 minutes ago. And but that's the first hiccup we've had on this stream. So everything seems to be going everything seems to be going well. Let's see. I think I might have you read this one too, because this is the one where Sloane and Amanda have a back and forth. Now,
and Sloane is
the no nonsense leader. She's a titan. This is the way she calls things. Man, Holiday, on the other hand,
Holiday.
She's a girl from Texas.
She's a girl from
Texas. Her favorite weapon manufacturer is Tex Machina. That's the name of it, Tex Machina.
Then give me that.
I actually have, baby. It just I got my notification today, chat. My flannel shirt from for getting the Fourth Horseman. It's in the mail. It's coming right now, so I can't wait to see it. And it's a perfect. Look,
flannel's a good time.
Flannel would be great for this time. Speaking of Destiny apparel, for those of you who are regulars on the stream, you know that Steve Saylor. We've been working on Steve Saylor to get his Moments of Triumph T-shirt for this year, which we thought was going to be kind of close, because we got all these other Triumphs knocked out. But then he either was going to do. Oh, look at that, Biddies. Flannel celebration from Don't Panic. Thank you very much.
Flannel biddies.
But you know that we had two big challenges ahead of him. He was either going to try to get a Tier 5 Altars of Sorrow, or he was going to get the Last of Savathun's Eyes, which are in the Whisper Quest. And for those of you who know the game and know the Whisper Quest, that's a pretty hard puzzle to get through. Well, here's the good news. Today, I reached out to Danfinity, and we took Steve through his very first Eater of Worlds raid layer. And Steve got his shirt. That was all he needed, was one more challenge, and that was it. So in 1 month, we've gotten Steve both we got him the hoodie for the Prophecy, and we got him his Moments of Triumph t-shirt. I'm really proud of him.
Okay. My butt is starting to hurt after I did bar this morning today. Oh, man.
No, wait. Agent Sirius, a.k.a. Steampunk Red, says, not to be a smarty pants, but Chitin, is chitin. chitin. It's pronounced chitin, and that's according to his
I
high school biology teacher.
I suppose it's from Greek, so I will give you that.
So there you go. There you go.
But I have heard people say chitin, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so this one is called.
Hey, it's from New Zealand. That's how we say it.
That's how they roll in New Zealand. In
I can say whatever I like about that kind of. I'm just like, that's how we do it in New Zealand. Don't try and mess with my culture, man. It's the culture.
And the name of this piece is, honey?
Sloane, Wavebreaker. Deputy Commander Sloane was in a foul mood, and Amanda Holliday, bless her heart, had no idea. Titan's waves crash relentlessly against the massive support struts of Siren's Watch. Were things different, a crew would be down there right now, swinging between the mammoth legs, working to repair and stabilize, but things weren't different. You can't throw together a box girder and reinforce it. Oh, sorry. You can throw together a box girder and reinforce it, no problem, Amanda said.
Nicely done, baby.
You can, I can't, said Sloane. While she had built a few walls, Amanda had an enviable engineering background to fall back on, though it seemed she wasn't much of a teacher. Amanda's hologram slurped ramen. How long do you need it to last for? Long enough to get it out of my mind, said Sloane. Since it started wobbling, I haven't even had time to worry about the pyramid. Small favors, chirped Amanda. Sloane ran a hand through her coarse hair. Oh, come on, Amanda groaned. You're sitting on a massive golden age technology on Titan. There's got to be an engram with a bridge inside it. Sloane stared flatly. That might actually be true, but Sloane didn't have time to hunt for lost technologies. Make a wave breaker then. Tetrapods build it against the strut, or better yet, something out in the sea to break the wave early. If you can't take it when it hits you, you get out and hit it before it gets started. Oh, hold on. Let me go back on that.
Okay.
If you can't take it when it hits you, you go out and hit it before it gets started, like this. Amanda leaned forward and did something in her ramen bowl that Sloane obviously couldn't see. You're not looking, Amanda said, and tilted her bowl forward just enough to spill broth over her desk. She cried out with laughter. I'm hanging up now, Sloane said, and after a cheery wave at Amanda's melodramatic pout, she did. The hologram faded out, leaving Sloane in the dark. She stayed there for a long time. Look at the hiccups.
Those two are
they're
like
buds.
They're buds. They're buds. They're buds. There was one where Sloane and Amanda. There's a mission where you go and Sloane and Amanda are talking back and forth to each other, and it's obvious they're buds. So is anyone else having problems hearing us over the music? Because according to Steampunk Rick, the music was a little loud, so I'm going to go ahead and turn the music down just a little bit. I like having music. I like having the music, but I just want to make sure it's not too loud. Okay, next one. We're popping through these too. I should probably check real quick. This is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Oh, it's 12 perfect. It's 12 perfect. Okay, yep, that's it. Okay. So the next one is Brother Vance. So I think we're going to I'm gonna give this one to you.
Okay, you might want to put some money back here.
And remember, Zavala is Lance Riddick.
Lance Riddick.
He is a good dog, Mr. Wick.
Anna, physics. Zavala set down 2 glasses. He watched Anna's face as he poured velvet-looking liquor and filled them.
This looks like velvet.
Her eyes were focused on the grains of his desk, how, to the unobservant, they would fade away into the greater canvas of wood, indistinguishable from each other. The traveller hung behind him, buried in a darkening cloud, part of and apart from the sky. I can't believe we lost, she said. We are not lost. Zavala pushed a glass towards Anna. I froze. We still didn't even know if we saved anything, she said. It's not so easy to act in the face of defeat. The prospect of a future is something we have to keep in mind. Anna glared at Zavala. Nothing we do is supposed to be easy. Isn't that the point? This was a stress test and I buckled. Faith, Anna. You reminded me that when we wrap ourselves in the doubt of past failures, without you, the city would be ash and rubble, more than once. Anna scooped the glass into her hand. She smelled the liquor, winced, and placed it back on the table.
I'll drink it for her.
You believed in me. Rasputin was my job. Yes, and he still is. A job for the future, Zavala said and sipped his drink. Now we have a new job. Egress needs our support. Tell me everything isn't over. When Cade passed, I saw the fracturing of the vanguard as a path toward inevitable failure. Still, it has proved impossible to fill his seat. I believed I would be too weak to lead without the balance added by his unique perspective. As it turns out, his life was but one in an eternity of choices. Zavala, I don't want... Relax. I'm not offering you the job. Unless you killed Cade and we've had the wrong man this whole time. If I did, would you forgive me? I'd understand,
That's interesting.
He said and smiled. Ikora told me then that an object in motion stays in motion. I've always admired the phrase, but I must admit it can be difficult to adhere to. Anna shook her head. That's just physics. A fundamental aspect of life. He watched Anna's mood lighten as she considered his words. We find the footholds we can and make the best step given the ground we have before us. Anna nodded. Whatever happened to Cade's chicken? Zavala sighed. I believe Saint has anointed it as some sort of pigeon lord. Anna's locked jaw melted into a smile. Life does not wait for us, no matter how long we live it. Drink your drink, Zavala chuckled, his glass to his face, before the Lord of Pigeons summons us to attack the pyramids. The Lord of Chickens. Where's my drink?
Huh?
You took my drink.
I got your drink. So, I don't know if you caught that line or not, chat, but there's a very telling line here. She says, Zavala, I don't want... Relax. I'm not offering you the job unless you killed Cade and we've had the wrong man this whole time. I think that's a foreshadowing that we have not seen the last of our dear friend. Oh crap! I'm blanking on his name now. The character's name.
The one who killed Cade?
Yeah, Marasov's brother. Marasov's brother. Give me a minute. Help me out, chat. Marasov's brother. The man who killed Cade. I'm trying to remember the name. It's blanking on me. I really can't remember. It was it's Marasov and not Prince Caspian, I know that.
Prince Caspian killed him?
Not Prince Caspian. Hang on a minute.
I can do it.
I gotta look this up. This is bothering me. It's bothering me, chat.
Marasov.
Brother. Marasov brother.
Aldrin
Sov. Thank you, Aldrin. So I think that's a foreshadowing that he's coming back. Because it was said that he it was said that when we saw him come back to life in that one cutscene. So And people are wondering what we saw the cutscene, so what does that mean? Well,
What's he doing?
I think we just got a little hint that somehow the Vanguard know where he is. It'd be nice. It's funny. So
Why haven't they filled Cade's position?
well, the rule of the Vanguard is whomever kills you gets your job.
Jeez,
And
that's a tough way to manage.
it's a tough way. It's a tough way
promotion.
It's a tough way to manage not only promotion, but
Does that mean Cade killed the previous?
No, it's either you're supplanted by the guy who kills you, or you lose a bet. Cade lost a bet.
That's right. We found that out.
Cade
in the
lost a
previous
bet.
lore, yeah.
So apparently, it's gonna be Uldren Sav who steps in, which would be interesting if that's the case.
Or someone could kill him,
Or someone could kill him,
and then become.
and then they become the new Grand Poobah. But that's the thing is that so Sonny and I are playing through D1, and you'll actually see us play through D1 tomorrow night at 7. But it's been fun going back and like reliving Destiny, the original
But
Destiny.
you're taking your daughter this time. 'Cause
And-
she wasn't interested in Destiny.
No,
by
she
the time.
wasn't. I introduced it to her many moons ago, and she just was not interested at all.
Now she's all about
Now
it.
she's all about it, which is
Savage.
that's the way it is with teenagers. It's not cool if your dad introduces you to it. But anyway, that's just the way things are. Even if it's Twitch dad, Chad. Now, if Twitch mom had introduced her to it, it would be an entirely different situation altogether. All right.
She knows which side her bread is buttered.
Yeah, that's the truth. Okay. This is more lore from Mercury. This is Brother Vance. Auspex? Is that how you
Auspex.
Auspex.
I say Auspex.
Auspex. The music rang clear and true. Brother Vance listened, his face a paroxysm. Paroxysm?
Erickson.
A paroxysm.
That's Erickson.
She went to a private school, I don't know. His face a paroxysm of glory. It repeats, he whispered to himself, and the young warlock who was bent over the infinite forge, diligently crafting weapons. Oh. He whispered to himself and to the young warlock who was bent over the infinite forge, diligently crafting weapons from another age. She listened politely, but heard nothing. She went back to her task. Why do none pity the phoenix? The warlock looked up, startled. Vance was across from her, though she had not noticed his approach. His question came with no preamble, as if the two had been in midst of a conversation. I'm sorry, offered the warlock. Endless rebirth, true, but each matched by a fiery death, Vance said. No sooner does it clean the ash from its feathers, does it fall again to flame. The blind man turned and bathed his face in the glowing sunlight that streamed into his sanctum. And none speak of its soul. The warlock thanked Vance for the use of his forge and stood to leave. You are more than welcome, he said without turning his head, though his vacant smile had grown kind. He gestured towards the tombs and scrolls on his desk. Help yourself to a prophecy, friend, he said. I believe I have finally finished my studies. Ooh. Very nice.
I think you need to put some more.
Wood on the fire?
Yeah. It's just that it's starting to.
It's starting to, yeah.
It's still some.
Oh no, it's still got some life in it. I'll do Asher.
Do you do Asher?
Yeah, because you're. The next one is, I think the next one is Sloan. I like your Sloan readings, by the way. I think your Sloan readings are on point.
You think my
baby.
Sloan's pretty good?
Yeah, your Sloan is on point. Your Sloan is definitely on point. I love the way this oak is burning, by the way.
Yep. We'll have to get this man and his wood back.
Yeah.
Not in the Jerry Falwell one.
Not in the Jerry Falwell sort of way, no. I want his pants zipped when he comes in.
No dark water in his hand.
No dark. It was just a prop, honey. It was just a prop.
Is
Come
that
on.
still a pile over there?
The what?
Still got a pile of pile?
Yeah, it's still a pile.
How big of a... Because he said it was going to be a double load, and it was like one load equaled one wheelbarrow full, and he must have had a giant
He must
wheelbarrow.
have had a big ass wheelbarrow on that thing.
That's not a euphemism. I think we should probably get at least 2 or 3 fires out of this.
At the very least.
Yeah, at the very least.
At the very least. Oh, man.
That looks like it'll see us through.
That looks like a proper fire.
Let's get you some bellows.
Get some bellows for the holidays. But I'm telling you, chat, I think this is, if I can't have people over for an evening by the fire, this is the next best thing. We build a fire, we tell some stories, and you guys join us, and we appreciate it. For those of you new to chat, good evening. You are with the Tea Monster, or Twitch Dad, or just plain old T. And this is my wife.
Hello.
That's Twitch Mom, or just Pip.
My meat is getting warm sitting there.
And we're doing what's called Fireside Lore. What this is that when you take 10,000 golden gears, which is my channel points, and you redeem them for every one piece of or one golden gear, for every 10,000 golden. Man, this is good meat.
For every 10,000 golden gears, you get 1 piece of lore.
For every 10,000 golden gears, you get 1 piece of lore. Them dares the rules.
I think in October we'll go for horror stories, and we can find a.
Oh, we're going to do horror stories in October. Closer to Halloween, we're definitely doing horror stories.
I have a couple of short story horrors. Yeah.
I even have one that's free. If you, my Twitch fam is far superior to in real life fam. Love y'all.
Oh dear. Well,
I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm also glad.
But
I'm glad to hear that you have a family with us. It's more than okay.
Sometimes you have to make your own fam.
Sometimes you do, and sometimes you find, family comes in all shapes and sizes. That's what we're teaching. That's what we're teaching. We're teaching Sonny.
Ooh.
Is that
it just went whoosh?
Yeah.
Just whoosh over there.
Randy, by the way, thank you very much for that sub, and thank you very much for joining us tonight.
I feel like I missed a Ghost of Tsushima.
You did miss a Ghost of Tsushima last week.
I might have to do a Ghost of Tsushima. Maybe I'll get up early on Tuesday and do Ghost of Tsushima for a couple of hours. Or I'll swap with you. You can get up early in the morning and I'll do the evening stream.
Oh my God! It'd be better if you did it, because the reason I do Tuesday nights is because it's a reset night. So that's why.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
Yeah.
Don't explain it to me.
Chat stream wouldn't work for me till now. Nice to listen. Shades of listening to your podcast 15 years ago.
Oy.
Oh, man. We had, and then the nice thing is we're still enjoying it.
It's really blue.
I know, it's really kicking up.
It's going
here.
up there.
That's nice. Oh, wait, actually.
We could melt glass with that.
Actually.
Don't mess with it too much.
No, I won't mess with it too much. But
he's going to kill it. Watch it, chat. He's going to kill it.
I'm not going to kill it. It's a fire killer. You're the fire killer.
I'm the fire killer. You're the fire killer.
I'm not the fire killer. You're the fire killer. Oh, whoa. Hold on.
Don't catch fire while you're killing the fire.
No halt and catch fire here. Alright. There we go.
Alright.
Nice pile there. Nice pile on
your
there.
next one, and remember you've got...
Yep, I know. I haven't forgotten. But I can't wait for your scary stories. Also, blood does not equal family. No, it doesn't always.
It does not.
Does not always.
Sometimes you get some toxic people that you just get born into.
I mean, believe me when I say I feel very lucky to have had the family that I have.
Yes, you suddenly, as you get older, you realise that is a very real privilege to have good family that you're...
I think I was very lucky in that I figured it out when I was in high school.
That you were lucky.
That I was very lucky, because I saw what some of my friends were going through. And I remember there was an event that my parents were doing something with it, because my parents were those parents that were very involved in my school. And I remember a friend of mine turned to me and said, "Dude, how come your parents are so cool?" And I said to him, I said, I got lucky. Which is why I still feel the loss of my dad to this day.
That's the price of having good parents when they go.
Yeah.
It's sad.
I think that's what a friend of mine said. She said, "This is the cost of love." And if you think it's worth it, then that's
still worth it.
Yeah,
it is still worth it. Otherwise,
you know what? It is very warm, Danny. It is very, very warm. It's a lovely fire. It's a lovely fire.
I love this fire pit.
Yeah. Fire pit's one of the smartest things.
It's quite a big fire pit, really.
Yeah, it really is.
It's about 4 feet across.
I'm a lousy judge of distance.
I'd say it's about 3 foot across.
Yeah.
It's quite big.
I'm not even gonna
You
try
used
to guess
to
that.
used to have that little cauldron one that was
Yeah,
like
that was my
it's like
very
a 1
first
foot
one.
across.
Yeah. The original fire pit that I had, chat. So quick story time before we get back into the lore. I moved back into this house after moving out of the house because I was going through a separation with my wife, and then not this wife, but, and then unfortunately that wife passed away. And when she passed away, I realized I have to move back into this house. And this was the last place I expected to come back and move into. And when I did that, one of the first things I bought for this house when I moved back in was a fire pit, like one of those
cauldron.
Yeah, a little cauldron. Yeah, like a little cauldron. And to give you an idea of how small it was compared to this one, the fire pit that I bought could fit inside this fire pit.
Yeah.
But I remember the night that I moved in, I bought this thing, and I bought it because another friend of mine had something similar, and I said, I think I want one of these. So I bought it. I bought one for myself. And I remember one night...
you could only fit a couple of logs in there.
Yeah, I could probably fit maybe 3 or 4 logs that compared to what you're seeing here. And we went... I basically put a call out on the internet, and I said, I'm going to need help cleaning out the house. And I had a bunch of friends come over, and they basically just helped me clean the house. We rented a van. I remember we rented like a one of those vans with the sliding doors, that kind of thing. And we filled that van up. I think someone said 5 times during the entire day, and we were just donating stuff. I must have donated at least $20,000 worth of stuff to like the Salvation Army or Goodwill or what have you, something like that. And I remember it was like we were reclaiming the house, and it was a night like this. It was January, but it was a warm January, and I built a fire in the fire pit, and it was just 5 of us just standing around, and we were just talking.
Something very soothing about fire.
Yeah.
That's why people watch it at Christmas time, the gentle burning of Darth Vader.
Or the gentle burning of Darth Vader, yeah. The next best thing.
But then we got this bad boy.
Yeah. Quick story about the patio where we shoot this, chat. I found out that I had a really terribly built deck. It was one of those things where it was a brand new neighborhood, and these people just basically went through and said, "We will build a deck for you." But then
they buggered off.
They buggered off after they build the deck. They usually go out of business or something. So I said, okay, well then I guess I'll get the deck rebuilt. And we went to this place called Stone and Patio, or Stone and something. Basically an outdoor place that specialized in patios. And they had some gorgeous designs. And I remember saying to them, can you also give me a quote on a stone patio? And I said, I'd really like to know a write-up of a stone patio. And then they said, well, you got to understand, stone is a lot more expensive. I said, I understand, just give me a price quote. He was like, okay. So he comes back and he goes, Mr. Morris,
I don't know how this happened.
We really don't know how this happened. We have crunched the numbers like 2 or 3 times, but all right, let me see if I can describe this to you, Mr. Morris. Here's how much it's going to cost you for this is how much it's going to cost you for a fire for a brand new patio. I said, okay, great. This is how much it's going to cost you for a stone patio. I said, so this is the wood deck, this is the stone deck. Yeah. What if I got a completed path going to the cars? Well, they don't cost you this much. Okay. what if we had a little bench, like a stone bench for people to sit on? It'll cost you this much. How much for a fire pit built in the center of it? That's going to be a little more costly. It's going to cost you this much. And I was like, seriously? And now we have a fire pit, and I'm telling stories by it with my wife. So
it's been great over the years.
Yeah, we're having.
And we paid for it with HarperCollins money.
Yep, HarperCollins money.
HarperCollins built this city.
Steampunk built this fire pit. Steampunk built this fire pit. The blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. The family you choose is more important than the one you were born into. That's very true. Can be very true.
Oh man, that bar.
All right. Did the bar hurt you, baby?
That's hurting me.
Did the bar hurt you?
My legs are killing me.
We're both getting back into it, Twitch fam. We've had a weekend of milestones and exercises. Pip today did the bar class.
And my second bar class.
Her second bar class, and she is hurting a bit. And the day before, I ran 10 miles, and I'm still alive, so can't complain. All right, so we move on to Asher conclusion. As Asher Mir watched his assistant's ship tear into orbit for the last time, it occurred to him that he had not expressed how truly satisfactory he had found some of their work. He briefly entertained the thought of leaving a letter, but there were others more deserving of his thoughts. And if he worked in descending priority, he might never make it to his assistant, which would defeat the purpose of the exercise completely. Instead, he went to the Pyramidion. The Vex are not born, yet not created. Desire to understand this conundrum brought Asher to Io. He reasoned that the pyramid, with its alien resources and unknown power, had likely come for the same purpose. The dark ship sought to take the secrets of the Vex for itself. But Asher Mir had already staked his claim, and he was prepared to defend it. He soon stood at the gate of the Pyramidion. The Vex security responded as he knew they would, and he was prepared. He piled their broken corpses on the plates and continued inside. He destroyed the first 100 Vex, then the second. A Minotaur roared into being before him, and he crushed its Radilorian core in his metal fist. He climbed forward over their clawing limbs. He slipped into the cooling roux of their dead fluid. Asher swallowed a mouthful of blood and kept moving. He paused by a whirling gate and watched the periodic. He paused by a whirling gate and watched the periodic waves, then stepped through at the only possible moment. He walked steadily through laser grids that seemed to bend around him. He hung calmly in a gravitational turbulin as the ground beneath him flickered and shifted madly. And the Vex began to observe. The corridors of the Pyramidion were lined with glowing red eyes. The metal mannequins stood dumbly, twitching, shuddering as Asher passed. A familiar area unfolded before him. A cubist sinkhole reeking with the flat base stench of slaked mud and bleach. He looked where the sky should be and found another impossible shape, another fractal contradiction. Far above him, placid in its Penrose vortex, the vast Radilorian lake lapped gently at the metallic shores. The man reached up to the lake with his metal arm. He then reached with his arm of flesh. He reached with both, and he brought the lake down. Oh, that's good.
So he's pretty badass as well.
He can be. He's kind of a pain in the ass, but... oh, wait. I just lost internet on this thing.
Huh.
I haven't lost internet here, so that's good.
Try and switch over to the extended network.
Hang on. Settings.
It's a big pile of wood burning there.
There it is. We got plenty of.
If you look down into it, it's like
glad
super
people-
hot. I could cook a potato in there nicely. Bit of kumara, Bit of sweet potato.
The problem is, honey, I don't have the password for this.
Oh, well, you could just connect to my phone.
Okay, I could do that. It says I have internet.
And why do you not have internet?
A periodic, a rhythmic, irregular, out of sync, or timing. Thank you. Thank you. Steampunk Rick, time for me to sleep. I'll still be here to drift off to bedtime lore. Good night. Good night, Rick.
Good night.
Good night. Okay. Ooh, that's a hell of a Wi-Fi password. Can you share any of the passwords with me? You should be able to share with me the password for Vlad. For Vlad.
Can I?
You should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Share.
Sure.
Sharing is caring.
Look at that. Boom.
Sometimes Apple works. Does that work better?
Oh man, full signal. There you go. There
Yes,
you
we
go.
just recently expanded our network, so it should be a little bit better out here as well.
Yeah. Let me.
Rock anthem.
We're not listening to rock anthems. It doesn't quite go with the. Doesn't quite go with the feel.
My leggies are killing me.
Me leggies.
I feel like I need some more mead to
need
help
to-
with my leggies.
I need to stretch my ammies. I need to stretch my ammies. Oh, we gotta crush that. It's all that's left.
Oh, it's got the
Oh, that's it.
it's got the sediment in it, but that's the good stuff.
All right. Okay, here we go. Oh, wait. But now
Is it still not?
it said no internet connection. What? Hold on. Send me that password again, baby.
Why is it? Yeah, the computer's got fine.
I don't know. No, the computer's fine. Oh, share. Okay.
Is it because the iPad's getting low on juice?
Shouldn't be. It says no. It says it's connected, but it says no internet connection. All right, let me try this. Crap. Can you share with me the internet for the 5G? This is the last bits.
I know.
We're at the last bits, chat. My sister's trying to help me get a job in copywriting. I was the English major and she was the photographer, but now she's got the copywriting job. Any tips on getting into writing?
Wish we could do it.
I would tell you this about I would not take any jobs in technical writing. I now understand why.
Yeah, try that. I'm just going to go check the network.
Okay.
But you've
I
got the
would-
phone. I mean,
Yeah, I
it is
know.
working fine. Whoop, after a couple of glasses.
Are you all right?
of mead. You're like, whoop. Hello? See your phone is in.
Ooh, wow. Ooh, I could do that. I could do that instead. That might be the smarter route.
It's really because it wasn't like
Hey, hun, instead, I think there's something wrong with that extender because now, you have no internet connection on this.
Okay,
I just hooked up my my iPad to the
to the phone?
phone. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it. I looked at it.
Let me see if
I'll just go back to Vlad.
yeah. Go back to Vlad.
Regular Vlad.
They call me Vlad the Poker.
Vlad the regular.
Vlad the esoteric. Let me see here.
Oh my god, my legs.
Shut up, legs. You're fine.
No, my legs won't shut up.
All right. So let me see. Is this the loading screen? Give me a second here, and I'll tell you. That is not. No, that is not. That is from one of the missions. I'm pretty sure. All right, we just got a few more to go. Okay, so that was conclusion. So here we go. So this is why I wanted to wait for this next one. This is another
Reestrad?
Sloan. This is another Sloan piece.
Reestrad?
Yes. Yeah.
Sloan Reestrad. After she watched the Guardian's ship roar off Titan for the last time, Deputy Commander Sloane went into her office and put on the golden age technology she had claimed from the hive. The heavy power source hung from her shoulders like a bandolier. She draped it across her neck and stepped into the suit, vast and clumsy. As she bowed her head into the grey hood, a view screen appeared before her. She did not understand the language, not yet, but chose the green option. With a hiss, the suit conformed to her shape. It was heavy, but she had full range of movement. She focused on her arm, concentrated, and the material scabbed into thick armoured plates. That was something. She tried to form arc energy, but the suit blocked her light, or perhaps she would have to learn how to flex her light through the suit. She selected another option with her eyes, and selected again to confirm. There was no pain as she felt the suit snake a cold tube through her side and coil somewhere near her stomach. That answered a few of her questions. Sloane lurched outside. There was a storm, like Titan was trying to drive off the invader that sat lazily in its sky. She walked into the gale and the rain beaded on her second skin. Each step was easier than the last as the suit adjusted to her gait. A symbol flashed, and a hive thrall charged her. She gripped it by its neck and arm before tearing it apart. It was so easy. She laughed then, and the suit interpreted it as a battle cry and amplified it, broadcast it. The sound echoed off the discarded shipping containers on the rainy landing pads, echoed through Siren's watch, and up toward the pyramid. Lightning flashed in the sky, and the storm raged on.
Oh,
She got herself a badass suit.
sounds like a mech suit of some description.
That's bright, look at that.
I know, right? And now people can see us again.
Hello!
Hello, possums. How are you? So real quick, before we get to the next bit, actually I'm going to have Pip read that one as well because it's Anna, and I like the way she's doing Anna Bray because one minute she's Southern, the next minute she's New York. I mean, I kind of dig that. I kind of dig the whole multi-regional Anna Bray.
I think after decades I would have got a decade.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So seriously, chat, what are the thoughts on the new Dune trailer? We were watching what looked like a very fascinating like mini documentary on YouTube about the mini film iterations of Dune. They talked about the Jaworski?
Yeah. The greatest movie never made.
The greatest movie never. Is that what they were calling it?
That's what he was called.
The greatest movie never made with the guy in the 1970s who was
Salvador Dali.
with Salvador Dali playing the Emperor, right? The Emperor of the universe.
Orson Welles.
And Orson Welles is Baron Harkonnen. I mean, pretty amazing. And then there was another one where I forgot in the cast of Dune in the 80s. I forgot the Emperor was played by Jose Ferrer, and he was so good. One of his best lines is he leans in, and he goes, "Bring in that floating fat man, the Baron," and it's just like the way he delivered that line. There was so much moxie behind it. It was great.
You're the Emperor, man.
Yeah. They had some really good. Oh, but some of the trivia. Oh my God, there was this thing that.
Oh, they had Giger. That's right. Giger was the designer.
Oh yeah, that was the 70s one. The 70s one, Giger was the conceptual artist and the designer. But the gross trivia we found out. So
who was
the David Lynch apparently got the costume designer to design for the assistants to the
pilot,
to the pilots. Their outfits were basically designed from body bags.
Except
they were used body bags
as an actor,
and they didn't clean the body bags, and
they didn't tell
the actors that they were wearing used body bags. But you know,
that's being a little too much of a penny pincher. I think.
Well, no, that's what happens when
De Laurentiis?
That's what happens with A. You got someone like De Laurentiis that basically goes hands off and lets directors do whatever the F they want. And B, he was the penny pincher of penny pinchers. Anytime you saw Dino De Laurentiis his name on something, it usually meant they were cheap. And the only people that out cheapened De Laurentiis was the Cannon Group. The Cannon Group made a lot of films in the 80s and 90s, and if they sound vaguely familiar, if you went to go and see a Chuck Norris film in the 80s or early 90s, they made them. So they were usually doing knockoffs of films, and man, they just did.
So catering was dumpster diving or something?
Yeah, pretty much. Catering was like, so you guys got any like food left over from KFC, and then they throw in at
the end of the day, got any?
Well, let me put it this way: De Laurentiis, he would have been one of the producers behind the Fire Festival. Okay,
Well, I love the fact that they were filming at the same time as Conan the Destroyer.
They were using the same sets. They were using the same sets and sound stages for Dune as they did with Conan the Destroyer.
And they were using the same caterer. They had one caterer.
One caterer, and they basically did it to save money. And that's why I still find it a miracle that Conan the Barbarian is as good as it looks.
Yeah.
Because while it was produced by Dino De Laurentiis, and I'm sure they probably cut a few corners, and they probably got Arnie for cheap because he wasn't Arnie by then. Mm. But I want to say that when he did Conan the Destroyer, Arnie was like asking for 3 times or 4 times
I would imagine
as
that
much.
he'd suddenly worked out that. So are you going to need to put some more wood on the fire?
I'll put some more wood on the fire while you read.
Anna, Black Box.
Anna, Black Box. All right, I'm going to put some more wood on the fire, chat.
Anna, Black Box. As Anna Bray watched the Guardian's Sparrow rocket across Hellas Basin for the last time, she saw a confidant who had believed in her when no one else would. That faith, Zavala had reminded her, was a bond with more power than all the war-mind weapons in the system. It was a promise to go on, an agreement that there was still a future. Jinju had called it reverse salvage. She knew a thing or two about building something from the wreckage of their past. The building was nearly empty. She sent as much tech to the tower as they could handle, an entire freight vessel's worth, hacked to bursting. She turned to the large glass window overlooking silent Warsat canyons. There were no Cabal. The death buried beneath Mars had quieted. Valkyrie subroutines that could be maintained remotely remained active, just in case. Jinju ran final checks on the jump ship. A dark pyramid loomed overhead. An experimental exo chassis was secured in the ship's cargo hold. 1 foot in front of the other.
Oh, that was a short one.
Yeah, that's pretty much how we've been dealing with the pandemic, right? 1 foot.
That's been
in front of the
2020 in a nutshell.
2020, 1 foot in front of the other. That's what we'll call it. I was actually saying to Sonny that when they do the history books, they'll go 2020, just skip to 21.
Yeah, 2020.
Do not ask.
A lot of shit went down. A lot of shit went down in 2020.
The year no one will ever speak of. They'll be like, just.
Oh no, more like well,
they will
hopefully
speak
no.
about
Actually, I want 2020 to be the year we don't forget.
Yeah, we should remember.
We should remember this year. We should remember everything about it. We should remember. We should take it as cautionary lessons.
We should fix things that
we
have
should
been
fix
broken.
things that have been broken. We should work on fixing each other too, and just being better people. But as terrifying as it is, chat, as terrifying as things are, we can be better. I really do believe that. I really do believe that. And I know there's probably a few of you out there who have a lot of anxiety going on, and you're probably stressed out, and you're probably questioning a lot of things. And it's okay to question. And it's okay to be a little scared. It's okay.
It makes reasonable sense to be a little scared right now.
That is called being human. That is called being human.
But it is no reason to give up.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Farrell, good evening.
If people can get through
Farrell?
like the terrible things in '68 when Martin Luther King was assassinated.
Thanks a lot. I was born in '68.
Yeah,
that, right?
but it's also known as one of the toughest years.
It was a
in
tough year. It was a tough year.
Bobby Kennedy was assassinated. It was the height of the Vietnam War. It was Martin Luther King was assassinated. It was a terrible year. But then apparently there's a big discussion amongst historians. They're like, so is 2020 worse than 68?
I would say yes, because in 68
We didn't have the pandemic.
there was no pandemic. Lyndon B. Johnson was president. He wasn't the worst president.
He wasn't the greatest, but he wasn't the...
He wasn't the greatest, but he also wasn't the worst either. Oh, well, that's very nice of you. Thank you, Farrell. Thanks for popping in. We appreciate that.
Is Farrell heading out?
No, Farrell was actually heading. She was heading in here after having a stream for herself.
Oh, that's cool.
So good on you.
What
Good
were
on
you streaming,
you, Farrell.
Farrell?
Yeah, what were you streaming? So in '68 we didn't have a pandemic. In '68 we were
The country was very divided, though.
It was divided over Vietnam
And
and
racial...
civil rights.
Yeah.
They were also right on the cusp of getting ready to land on the moon. So we were real
That's
close.
true.
To that.
That's
We were
true.
real close
But
to
it was
that.
a pretty tough year. But yeah,
It was a tough
they
year.
didn't have a pandemic to cope with.
Yeah.
Um,
The unemployment situation because of said the economy was a little better
yeah.
because there was no pandemic. But yeah, 68.
I think 2020 is giving 68 a run for
Hi,
its money.
Tanker. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right. So let's we're gonna move on. This is the last piece of lore for tonight, and with the last piece of lore tonight, we also we're gonna end with a few more toasts, a few more drinks, and then we will be wrapping it up. But yes,
So we've put the last wood on the fire.
we have put the last bit of wood on the fire. I hope you're right, T. Trying to hang on to my formerly habitual optimism, and so many are. Oh, absolutely. I mean, you can ask this one over here. I am usually the blindest of optimists.
Well, there's a difference
I
between
give people
optimism...
second chances when I really shouldn't.
There is a difference between optimism and hope, and I think we have to cling on to hope.
Yeah.
You know.
I think hope is more like yeah. Hope has a little more of an edge to it, and I think we should hang on to that.
It's the ember that you hold on to.
Yeah.
So,
Farrell was doing Borderlands.
Ooh.
Farrell was doing Borderlands.
so speaking of hope, hope we don't turn into Borderlands.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, no, you don't want turning into Borderlands would actually be fun because it's a fun world, Borderlands. We just don't want to turn up like
Isn't
The
it
Last of Us.
apocalyptic?
It's a goofy apocalypse.
A goofy
It's a goofy
Lord
apocalypse.
knows if we're going to have an apocalypse,
And
make it a goofy
And the other
apocalypse.
thing is, it's a goofy apocalypse, and it's a goofy apocalypse on another world. It's not on Earth. Now, if we wind up like The Last of Us, that's a different story altogether. That's a different story altogether. Can we not die too much in Borderlands? Well, we're not going just yet, Tank. We're not going just yet. Well, you know, that's the thing. If you're a claptrap mechanic, everything's a little better, I think. But anyway, so let's go. This is our last piece of lore for tonight. This is the last entry for the book Duress and Egress. And this is Brother Vance, Passeri. After the Guardian left his sanctum for the last time, Brother Vance collected his few belongings and stepped onto the scorching surface of Mercury. He found the entrance to the infinite forest easily, as though he had practiced the journey endlessly in his mind, because he had. This time, he went through. The forest roared. He was struck by the dizzying void of it. The echoes made no sense. He took his first step into the hallowed place and fell to his knees, vomiting. He struggled with his pack as a tempest beat on his eardrums. He withdrew his infinite simulacrum, excuse me.
Simulacrum.
Simulacrum. Don't help. I have too much meat in me. Don't help. He withdrew his infinite simulacrum, impossibly small in this immense space, and with the trembling fingers synchronized to the frequency of the crack in the forest, it ticked like a metronome, and then silence. The forest was sealed. Tentatively, Vance felt his way across the enormous stone he stood on. At the same time, he skipped effortlessly from the stone, as if he had done so countless times before. At the same time, he soared. He was moving in every direction, falling, laughing, singing, down every path, into every reality, spreading his message of hope. And the original, the true Vance, felt his infinite parallels erupt from him. He felt them bear him up as they passed. "Thank you," he said wordlessly, unable to breathe from joy, and felt 100,000 torches of reassurance. He found he was weeping. Then, there, in the swirl of his golden echoes, Brother Vance lifted his voice and began his song. "Some hope for," his own voice answered him from behind. "The future," it continued. Vance leapt towards it. He recognized the feel of his own cloak, and his hands found its throat. Its form twisted, turning cold and sharp beneath his hands. It threw Vance on his back, but he held on. He pushed his hands up the thing's face, under its blindfold, and dug in with its thumbs. It howled. How unfortunate, Vance thought to himself beneath his wide smile, that you still have eyes. Ooh. Okay, so that's a reference, just so you know, Pip, that's a reference to the end of the Shadowkeep. At the end of Shadowkeep, you basically wind up in what's called the Garden of Salvation. And you basically see yourself. And you see this image of yourself emerging from where the Vex are and everything. And it says, and there's images of the pyramids and all that. And you ask yourself, what are you? And it says, I am your salvation. And it was an apparition from the pyramids, and I think that's what Brother Vance. Brother Vance was able to figure that out.
So what's up for Destiny? When's the new?
So the new expansion drops now in November.
They dropped and they moved it back.
They moved it back, yeah. And some people are kind of butthurt about it.
It's better to be good rather than.
It's better to be good and to be working than not. And that's what's happening next with Destiny. I have not picked it up yet because I want to make sure it doesn't break the bank, because I'm buying it for PC and for PS4.
Oh, okay.
And what's also next? Okay, so here's why all the lore, Pip, that we read tonight was from Io, Mars, Titan, and we heard from Ashimir, we heard from Anna, we heard from Sloane, and we heard from Vance Mercury. Destiny as a game has become too big. It's just massive, and whenever you save or build on it, it's like hundreds and hundreds of gigs. They know it's too big. So they are sunsetting a handful of the weapons so they can introduce new weapons, of course.
Yeah.
But they're also taking these four locations, Mercury, Mars, Titan, and Mercury, and they're vaulting them. They're basically removing them from the map.
So you can't go there.
So you won't be able to go there after this.
And how are they explaining that in the story?
The pyramids. They've shown up and they've basically more or less taken over those planets. They are and I think
so. No Guardians can go there.
Not after November, no. Which kind of bums me out because my favorite strike is on Titan. And
so what worlds are they opening up instead?
That's the exciting part. So Earth is getting one of the old maps from D1 back. This place called the Cosmodrome.
Yeah, I remember you mentioned.
Yep. And then another thing that's coming back is, and the newest map that's opening is Europa, and it's an ice world, which we've never had before. So I'm excited about it. I'm really excited about it. There's no lore-based explanation for sunsetting. It's just a mechanical thing. The planets being vaulted are explained by the pyramids. Well, yeah, and that's why we read what we read tonight, Danny.
So that's everyone packing up and going home, basically.
Pretty well. Well, no. In the lore, the way they've set it up is that Ashamir is going to go down swinging. Is going to go down fighting. Brother Vance has gone into what is called the Infinite Forest of Mercury, and is just going on kind of a pilgrimage,
Like a vision quest or a
which is
walkabout, as they would say.
Which is what from him going on a vision quest, considering he's blind. Anna is coming to Earth, and she's got the remnants of the War Mind, which is this massive strategic battle computer, which was once on Mars, and she's basically downloaded what's remaining. That was the story you read. It's and she's bringing that with her back to Earth. And then there's Sloane, and Sloane is also going to take a you read it. She's also going down swinging as well. But whereas Ashamir may not necessarily survive, Sloane, it seems like, is Sloane. Something about Sloane, she's going to come back.
She put on this new suit.
Right. Ashamir is basically sort of resigning himself to his own fate because he apparently got too close to whatever was on Io that the Vex were dealing with, and he lost his arm, and his arm is now Vexified. So a lot of things are happening in the Destiny universe with these characters, but I also think that it's going to be interesting to see what new characters.
You know, it's always nice to. They've got to keep things fresh, right?
Well, they're keeping things fresh, but they're also bringing back some things. Like, for example, so Sunny last week, just so you all know, chat, Sunny last week completed, she completed the base mission of Destiny Year 1. And that was where she met the Stranger. Now, for Sunny, this will only be like a few months, and then she sees the Stranger again. But the Stranger we have not seen in Destiny since the original mission. So it's been almost 4 years, maybe even 5. And the Strange, it's in Beyond Light. You've got the Stranger, you've got Erismorn, and you've got the Drifter. And these are two classic characters and a brand new character from Destiny, the Drifter. And the three of them are, it's in 6 years. Yeah. We haven't seen the Stranger in 6 years.
Oh, okay.
And now the Stranger is hooking up with Erismorn and...
is that why Sonny wanted to do the classic D1 again, to sort of catch up and be aware of...
There's that, but also Danny here. Danny wants to do some charity streams with D1. And during the month of October, when it's going to be like, no new content between then and the new content, between those two pieces of content, Danny wants to do charity streams where we run classic raids in D1.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
And that means that Sunny will be introduced to like the raids that I fell in love with, like Wrath of the Machine and Crota's End and stuff like that. And Danny says, "I don't even have time to explain why I don't have time to explain." That's one of the classic lines from D1. And so I'm kind of digging the fact that she's, because I remember the funny thing, you'll love this, Danny. You didn't see this when we took Sunny in, but when I took Sunny in, she was like, "Dad, why can't I mantle? Why can't I mantle on this?"
Summoned?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
We were talking about you. And about how you discovered that platforming wasn't a thing in D1. And then she's like, "Where's my triple jump?" And I was like, "You haven't unlocked it yet." What? And what? Yeah, all these terrific things. I mean, it was just, there is no mantle, only Zool. Exactly, Danny.
Well, it's cool she's getting.
Also, there is no mead, but man, this is good mead. This was, chat. This was mead and my uncle from Black Hearth Meadery in Richmond, Virginia. And yeah, there it is. There's the bottle right there. Oh, you can't really see it, but but it just to give you an idea, it's that being dry and sweet. Oh no, it's more on the sweet side than dry. Oh, look, because see how they do it is that if
The
it's
little
dry,
B.
the B is on dry, but it was closer to sweet.
It was very
That
quite
being
sweet.
the polite, just about halfway from Charlottesville to Lynchburg, is the same site of the Locken Music Festival as Dead and Company commune their musical journey. We take inspiration from this offering from them. This offering was created especially for their performances as Locket 2018. Shake your bones with the bright flavors of honey, passion fruit, and mango.
So it's a Dead.
And this was batch 1 of 148 that we just drank today.
Wow.
So I think it was a
That
good.
was the
I think-
Grateful Dead.
Yeah, I guess so. Me and my uncle. Yeah.
Well, we had 2 bottles of it. That's why I was happy to
Yeah,
drink one.
yeah. So Kat, this isn't just good mead. This is artisanal mead. This is absolutely phenomenal mead, and we love it. It was a nice little discovery. Apparently, my after I moved away from Richmond, my hometown suddenly became
Yeah,
cool.
Richmond decided to become cool when T left.
Yeah, that was apparently a memo that
They were like,
yeah.
oh, he's gone. Quick. Let's
Quick.
get lots of theatres,
get
lots
lo-
of breweries.
Lots of professional theaters and lots of breweries, and and T can sit and spin.
Ooh, that's bright. Ooh. I do love the shout. So, do you think this wood is better than the
I
previous
definitely
wood?
think this wood is better because one, it's putting off a lot of heat.
And
It's definitely putting off a lot more
and
light.
and
It's definitely putting off a lot more
definitely,
light.
burning longer.
Yeah.
But oak is quite a dense
This is
wood,
oak.
So,
yeah, this is oak. Oak is dense wood.
I think $40 for that was pretty decent.
This
price,
was a
actually.
good investment.
You can just see the stuff.
Oh, the mead name again. So the mead itself is called Mead and My Uncle, and the meadery itself is called Black Hearth Meadery
It's
in Richmond, Virginia.
It's in Scott's Addition
Scott's Edition. Right.
in Richmond, which is apparently where all the cool kids live. You have a niece that lives there in the
Yes,
cool
I do.
part of town.
Danny's right. Yeah, Destiny 1, where you had to earn your subclass skills. But yeah, that's the thing. Sunny is now learning about the skill tree and about how that works, and it's also been like nostalgic fun. But I agree with what Danfinity said, where there are a lot of things that yes, maybe D2 missed the mark on a couple of things, but for the most part, I really like the improvements in D2. D1 makes me appreciate the improvements in D2, but at the same time, there's a lot of stuff in
There's
D.
a nostalgia factor.
There's a
eh?
nostalgia factor there. Oh yeah, absolutely.
I was watching something about Ghost of Tsushima the other day,
Oh,
which
yeah,
is quite
yeah.
funny, and the guy was talking about the story missions and stuff,
Uh huh.
and he was like, yeah, they're quite difficult. Unless, of course, you're OCD like me and have done everything and become a god before doing them. And then he started laughing maniacally. He said, OCD is my superpower. And I was like, yeah, it is mine too. I'm like, I want to find all the question marks. And...
Well, you see, that's something I did. I remember doing that as well. I remember.
But then you become superpowered because you've
Well, yeah.
upgraded yourself.
Well, yeah,
so
you
much.
upgrade yourself, and then because that's what I did when I was in the original Destiny, for example. And, well, actually, more so when I was in D2, I would do all the adventures first before moving on to the next thing, and that made such a difference for me. That made such a huge difference.
Who's that?
Oh, that's Farrell. Using her
Farrell.
Twitch Prime sub, which she could use just about anywhere, and she decides to use it here. Thank you very much for that. I really do appreciate it.
Do you like the fire? I think the fire is looking lovely tonight.
It's good. It's definitely good. We're once.
But I really want to cook a potato. We've been watching so much of Chef's Table.
Oh my God, Chef's Table.
That I now know
Chef's
that we
Table.
should be digging a hole and putting some sweet potatoes, some
Maybe,
pork.
Yeah, some sliced pork, not
We
long
should-
pork,
No.
but just some sliced pork.
Yeah.
Remember, everybody, it is September, which means that we've got but Twitch basically says if you take your Twitch Prime sub, like what Farrell has, and you upgrade it to a higher tier, or if you continue a gifted sub, or you upgrade your current gifted sub, you get a 20% discount. If you do a 3-month sub plan, that's 25% off. And if you do a 6-month plan, that is 30% off. But that's only during the month of September, which I appreciate. You don't have to sub, obviously, to enjoy the content here, but I just throw that out there so you know. And every little bit helps. Every little bit helps while I'm currently in a job hunt. So you're saying, though, Danny, Destiny 1 was honestly a more hardcore experience. Destiny 2 is streamlined to cater to more people. I'm not saying it's necessarily bad in general, but I prefer D1, the more punishing system, but that's how it is.
You like to be punished.
I get it. I get it. There were people who really did not care.
It's a hard thing for developers to do, because you obviously want more people to enjoy it, but you don't want to lose the hardcore.
Yeah, because but
so you have to kind of cater to both.
You're trying to anyway, and sometimes I think that's where people tend to get a little too. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at it from a different perspective, but the biggest problem I have with that is the people who are hardcore about it. The people who are the most hardcore about games like Destiny. I was thinking about it today. I'm like, well, that's great, but not everybody plays like, say, Lulu, or plays like Glad, and when I say plays like, I don't mean in skill. I'm talking about in time.
Yeah,
that's a lot of time
Some people
to
are just
dedicate
casual
to a
gamers
game.
like me.
Yes. Some people do get casually game like you.
Even though
I'm
I have
somewhere
been
in
known
between.
to
I'm somewhere in between. You binge game.
I tend to binge
You binge game. I see.
You
I
have
used
been
to- no, I
known
used
to
to be
hit
like-
some
no.
hours on
I've
that.
been known to hit some hours, especially after I've been streaming. But I would also say that I tend to don't take that out of context, Pip. My love of punishment is nothing lewd. Well, if you want to talk about lewd punishment,
Let's talk about a load of wood.
yeah, let's talk about this wood that just got dumped on us.
I thought you weren't going to put any more wood on.
I changed
And you
my
just
mind.
put some more wood on. There's still wood
I
over there,
changed my mind. I'm trying to figure out where we're going to send everybody tonight.
isn't it? Oh, where are we going to go?
That's what I'm trying to figure out, but I'm not logged in here. That's the only problem.
I pity that woodworker from New Zealand wasn't on.
I know.
would be
I would love that.
segue.
That'd be a fantastic segue. Well, this is his day.
Is it?
This is his day to stream.
I thought he streamed on Saturday.
No, he streams on Mondays.
Oh, he streamed on Mondays.
yeah.
But it'd be early
Oop.
Monday.
Hang on.
It'd be like sort of like 10
No.
o'clock, I think, in the morning. Let's check.
See if that's it. That might be it, chat. Give me a second here. I'm trying to see what the password is, because it's impossible for me to figure out who we're going to raid if I can't if I'm not logged in. So bear with me, chat. Please hold and enjoy the fire as we. That was actually. I think I actually got it right. Let me see. Did I? Get out. Nope, I got it wrong.
You got it wrong?
I got it wrong. I got my password wrong. Hold on. That's why. Okay. Okay. All right. All right, I got to get my... Wow, I actually put some heavy-duty security on this, which is not bad. It's not bad.
Well, I'm seeing things about the Emmys. Apparently, Watchmen has just been taken all the awards. Best series, directing...
Because it earned it.
Acting, and supporting actor.
Really? Who won for best supporting actor?
Yahil Abdul Mateen. I think he played...
He played Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah.
He played Dr. Manhattan.
Last week, tonight, with John Oliver, won another...
Oh, good for him.
Fifth year in a row.
Oh, wow. 5th year in a row? That's awesome. We do love some John Oliver in this family. Okay.
Watchmen was worth,
Oh, Watchmen was amazing. Watchmen was absolutely amazeballs, chat. If you haven't seen Watchmen, you should definitely do yourself a favor and watch that. Okay, so let me just see who's on right now.
including writing. It won writing.
Oh, actually, you know what? That's who we're gonna raid tonight.
Oh, Mark Ruffalo won one for...
Really?
I
For
Know
what?
This Much Is True.
Oh, that's
It's,
cool.
HBO series that he did.
So here's what I'd like for you to do, chat. There's your marching orders right there. That's the message I want you to copy and pasta into Schitt's Creek one a tongue.
yeah, Schitt's Creek. I was just seeing that as
That's not
like
great.
a lot. It won pretty much all the
Yeah.
comedy awards.
Really? Mm-hmm. I've heard good things about it. I won't lie. Let's go on ahead and we're gonna rate Damn It to Hell because I like Damn It to Hell. He's good people. He's good people, everybody. All right. So the countdown clock is running, and we are gonna wrap up tonight. Thank you all so much for joining us by the fire pit. We really do appreciate it. Here, I'll put us back on here so you can at least see our faces. We really do appreciate your time.
In the dark.
Yeah, in the dark.
Closer.
Yeah, I know. There we go.
we
Now
are.
they can
There's
see
your
us.
face.
Now we can see it. But thank you everybody for all the support, tips, bits, subs, and hosts. And I hope you have been enjoying the Fireside lore. Remember, when you turn in 10,000 golden gears, which is my channel points, that gets you another piece of lore that we will read by the fire pit. So thanks for joining us tonight. We really hope you've had a good time tonight. Let's go raid Damn It to Hell. Remember, copy that message and send the love. Good night, everybody.
Night.